Hello, Venture Well Yogis. I'm Jessie Raspiller. Happy April, or what may seem like October of 2021. It's been a crazy year, but if you've been along on the journey with us, you know that each month that we step into, we're sort of tapping into a new theme where we can begin to recognize and dive into some philosophy each month. And April is no different just because we're in a quarantine. And Chelsea and I really thought hard. We had sort of taken some steps to project what each month would become. And this month really felt like this idea of exactly that, becoming. So last month we were in essence in this diving into the core of what is, and then through that tapping in, we begin to witness and realize what it is that's there and ready to be revealed. But first, there's this stage, and as Chelsea and I were talking about this, she shared this beautiful analogy of a seed when it's in its just natural state as we know it. And it almost looks like this act of destruction when the seedling begins to sprout. And if we didn't know any better, we'd think that the entirety of the thing had just gone and fallen apart. And that's the thing with the journey that we are in, that sometimes before we can become what it is that we are trying to be, everything else has to sort of fall apart and shed away so that we can begin to reveal what it is that we truly are. But first, it's all about that diving into the essence, which we did last month, and then it allows us to become. And so we were really encouraging you guys during this time period to set aside time during your days that maybe you create a sacred space in your house. Maybe there's a corner that's just off limits just for you. And that can either be your reading nook or maybe just your moment where you can put your headphones on and you just allow yourself to be within the stillness, because this is a really unique experience that we are all in, and none of us are going to come out of this the same way that we came in. And the more that we can begin to witness ourselves through this experience, the more likelihood that we can come out of this with a really unique perspective that we can begin to play into the everyday world again. And so, as you're out there in the world, hopefully taking safe measures to go out and about, I just went on my daily quarantine walk and I'm sprouting my Into the Wild gear. And just in case you need some gear, we do have everything in stock. We are still shipping, so you guys are welcome to jump online and we'll get those shipped out right away. We are revealing our new Mac pack. Yes, full on fanny pack to you guys this month. We feel like it's just about the appropriate time for all of those walks that seem to be never ending that we're on, so that we can get out and enjoy this beautiful, if we are here in Ventura, nature that we have around us. Um, and we also have all of our shop updated. I'm offering my monthly SOAS as a weekly offering now, just because we are in this time and this is truly a practice that allows us to sort of shed some layers. And just like we're talking about when we're talking about this becoming theme, this is an opportunity for us to sort of shake things out, literally and figuratively, that are either a hindrance to our body, or maybe it's this anxiety that we're sort of having shelled over the top of us. And the SOAS class is really an opportunity to just allow us to begin to shed and shake and shift some of the things away that aren't serving. And then, of course, if you're a follower of the Ventura Pop-Up Yoga Fam, we're starting to do some weekly classes there. You can catch some of our teachers even if you're not in the area. This is a really unique opportunity that we're in, that we get to share a little bit grander and reach so many of you that might not live here in Ventura that have been following our journey. So we've gotten a few weeks into this ourselves, and we've had to shed some of those layers and go through the destruction of things that we haven't wanted to. But I'm personally starting to see day by day and wave by wave some of the stuff that could come out of this that could be a silver lining. And it's not every moment. Even when I got back from my walk, I was starting to feel a little bit of the anxiety that was going on out there. And so if you're like me and you go out into the world and you sort of start to feel everybody else's feeling, make sure when you come home, just as much as you're washing your hands, you're sort of just cleansing yourself off too. Because it's really easy for us to pick up on what everybody else is feeling. And it is so important to really be taking care of ourselves and nourishing ourselves during this time. So just as much as we're washing those hands, make sure we're sort of cleansing ourselves off in that one way. And I'll love to share down the road some of my tips of how I kind of just like cleanse my space after I come home and unpack the groceries, or take the dogs off the leash. So anyhow, I hope that you guys are all safe. Again, this is a really unique time, and if there's anything that we can offer that we're not offering, we're here as a resource. I'm of course offering my private sessions via Zoom these days, so again, this is a great opportunity if you want to dive into one of the offerings that you're not here locally, or if you are here locally and you've been a client of mine and or want to look into becoming a client. We'd love to dive into this journey with you of what we are all becoming. So, in the meantime, life is a beautiful and crazy journey. I hope that you guys are all out there venturing well.